and it is so good to be with you, Expresso family, especially as we take you into it on the perfect note. And this morning, we're getting a little bit cultured, I will say, because we're joined by award-winning author Ashti Juggath. She is a queen who actually decides to, just rule the world of novels just by entering into one competition with her debut novel and then coming out as the best emerging writer. I am talking about somebody who genuinely deserves everything that is coming her way, because the beginning has already been so impressive. She entered the HSS Awards and came out on top. And today we get to hear about her beautiful novel, which is Peaches and Smeets, which was set in the 1950s and 60s and follows the lives of the Indians who got to be a part of the Transvaal at the time, but had to get through all of those challenges to come out on the other side. Everybody, please welcome Ashti. Ashti, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Amazing, thank you. Oh my goodness, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so inspired by you. How do you just take out a debut novel and you're already award-winning, Ashti? That's incredible.
Yeah, I think I was surprised as well.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful to the judges. And
yes. I mean, I feel like you should be, grateful to yourself because you wrote the novel. But what inspired you to actually be a writer?
So I've always loved reading, and I think the more I read, I probably wanted to reproduce something like that, because I also like historical fiction a lot.
Yes.
So I think I wanted to try my hand at it.
Yeah, and girl, you've absolutely killed it, because this is doing so well. And I genuinely feel like, it's something that when you write in terms of using passion, you can't go wrong, because it's you just laying everything on the page.
Yeah.
But then speak to us about what this means for you, because this is your debut novel.
Yeah.
It already won an award. I feel like that just means that more and more doors are going to open for you. What does it mean to you?
So it's a huge accolade, and I think I was very grateful and very honored, really, to be recognized by the esteemed judges, because a lot of them are academics.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a validation of the novel and of my writing. So I think the pressure's on now.
Yeah, it is. We need the follow-up.
Exactly. That's what everybody asks.
Yes.
So.
But for now, Ashti, it's okay. We will indulge in this. We'll read it over and over again. And for anybody who doesn't know, what is Peaches and Smeets actually about? And also, what inspired you to, pretty much be in the 1950s, forgive me, and 1960s? Because like you said, you like, writing in those prehistoric vibes, but why?
So I think initially it started out to educate my kids, really, about where we came from, because we live in such a privileged world and such a different world now.
Yes.
So I wanted to basically tell them what happened and the struggles and the challenges, especially for women, because that's a big theme in the book as well, where women weren't allowed to study and they were supposed to just get married, especially Indian women. But yeah, I think a lot of them overcame that and became quite successful, and I think I owe that legacy to me as well. So.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was going to say you're an example of that, exactly. But I think that's such a huge thing, because actually now that I think about it, I mean, I'm 30 years old, just like us celebrating 30 years of democracy tomorrow. And I don't think that that's been a reality I ever had to think about. You know what I mean? So when you say something like that, it reminds me of the fact that that once was what people were living through.
Yes.
So with us now getting to 30 years of democracy tomorrow, where do you believe that we honestly can learn and take away from this book in terms of what was in the apartheid era, that we can be like, you know what, we're super, super grateful, on top of what you've just said now?
Well, I think as South Africans, we're generally very resilient with all the challenges that we have. But I think we're in a position now that we shouldn't forget that we're actually so privileged compared to where we came from. And I mean, the atrocities of the past can never be forgotten. But the discrimination and the injustice affected all people of color.
Yes.
But now I think we just need to move forward and take those lessons and not just be too comfortable, but move on with our lives.
I like that. And it is about looking to the future, but one of the biggest things I think is you always need to look back, right? To know where you're going, which is what your book does, which is so beautiful. But I want to know then, Ashti, because I feel like, you've really given us just a little bit of insight into what exactly happens in this book. Where can we get it?
So it's available in most bookstores, and then it's available from the publisher's website. It's Mojaji Books website and a lot of other websites. So just Google Peaches and Smeets. I mean, you get everything, all information on Google these days.
Come on.
So...
I love that Ashti said Google me. I love that for you, Ashti. Hi. But for you as the writer of this beautiful novel, what was your favorite part of it? Both in terms of you actually putting pen to the paper, but also in terms of what people can take away from it.
Well, I think for me it was the protagonist, Smeeta's journey as from a little girl and how she progressed. And I think I really liked writing about her growing up because it reminded me a little bit of my growing up, even though I didn't grow up in the 1950s and 60s.
Yes.
But like the teenage years and the challenges that girls face, you know, in general.
Yeah.
So I think that was the enjoyable part for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Ashti, you're incredible. I think that anyone who knows of your story can be inspired because the fact that you came out and you're already doing so well, and which means, like I said, the road ahead is lit and we can't wait for your follow-up.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It is Ashti. She is the author, actually, forgive me, award-winning author of Peaches and Smeets. You heard you can get it from most bookshops as well as every single website where you can purchase a novel such as this. However, friend, it is always so lovely to celebrate people who also take us back, like we said, in the name of us celebrating 30 years of democracy tomorrow. We're going to get into more of that a little bit later on right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.